beautiful people, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the part 3 of the video, which is going to be the full sewing tutorial. On the first two video, we did the pattern drafting for a midi gown with a Basque waistline. The part 2 we did was drafting of a trendy ruffle sleeve. I'm going to be leaving a link to those two videos down in the description box below so you can follow up if you missed on that. Today's video, which will be the full sewing tutorial, I'm going to be taking you guys on every journey. If this sounds like something that you enjoy, then you want to stick to the end to get the full gist. Without much rambling, let's get right into it. We're going to start first by placing the front skirt pattern on the fabrics. We're going to be using our pins to secure it so it doesn't move. The front piece is going to be one piece. The fabric is cut on fold. After cutting the front, we're going to be moving over to the back skirt. The back skirt is going to be two pieces. We're going to be placing the patterns and securing it with our pins. Then we're going to be tracing it and cutting it out as displayed. If you don't understand what is going on here, I'm going to be leaving a link to how I cut all of these pieces down in the description box so you can follow up. Now we're going to be cutting the front top using the front pattern as displayed. Don't also forget to use your pins to secure each part so you don't miss any point. After doing that, don't forget to notch each point where you're going to be joining each pieces together. Now it's time to cut the back top. We're going to be using the back pattern to place on our fabric to cut our back part of the top. And then you're going to be notching each point where we're going to be stitching the back. The back piece is going to be two pieces, mind you. Then I'm going to be marking at that point by making notches. Now it's time to sew each of the pieces we just cut. We're going to start first by sewing the front facing and the center front of the upper part of the top. I'm making use of 1/2 inch to sew both the center facing and the center front of the fabric. When you get to the curved edges, don't forget to raise your footer up, then continue following each curves. After doing that, I'm making my notches as shown. These notches will help the fabric to relax properly. After doing that, I gave it a nice press and this is how it looks. The next step now will be to top stitch on the wrong side of the facing. We're going to be top stitching close to the edge as displayed. Make sure to follow it gradually so you don't make a mistake. After doing that, we're going to be giving it a nice press. After giving it a nice press, then we're going to be moving on to the back part of the top. The back facing is actually 2 because the back piece is 2. So we're going to be placing the facing right side facing the right side of the fabric. Then we're going to be sewing from the wrong part of the facing. Make sure to use your pins to secure both the facing and the fabric together. After doing that, we're going to be stitching it using 1/2 inch on the neckline. When you get to the edge, don't forget to give it a back stitch. It is that back stitch that will help you secure the loose ends. After doing that, I'm going to be making my notches on those curved angles as well as other parts to help the neckline relax properly. After doing that, I'm going to be giving it a nice press. This is how it looks after pressing it. It's looking very neat. Now we're going to be joining the 2 side parts to the center front of the top. After pinning it down with each of those notches that we made, we're going to be stitching them together starting from the lower part of the top. We're going to be sewing it upwards. This actually works for me. If sewing from the upper part to the lower part works for you, I think you should try that, but this actually works fine for me. Don't forget to repeat the same process for the other side of the front top. I'm going to give it a nice press. Don't forget to trim out any excess. After stitching and giving it a nice press, this is how it looks. Now I'm going to be sewing my dart for the front skirt. I'm going to be imputing the dart for the front skirt. The dart is actually 4.5 inches long. Make sure to stitch it to the tiny edge where nothing is remaining. After doing that, I'm going to be repeating the same process for the other edge. Now we are going to be using the upper part of the top to cut out the back shape on the front skirt pattern, on the front skirt fabric. Mind you, from the side we're going to only be cutting out half an inch. Then we'll be cutting the back shape on the upper part of the skirt. Don't cut the back shape too deep so it doesn't affect your measurements. Make sure to follow the step as displayed. After cutting it, this is how it looks. At the end of the sewing, I later removed the front dart because I was not really feeling the dart on the fabric, so I removed it. Now it's time to sew both the front, top and the back together. We are going to be stitching the shoulders now, but we're going to be stitching fabric to fabric and facing to facing on the shoulder points. When you get to that curved edge, don't forget to lift your footer and then place it back, following the shape of the shoulder line. After stitching, this is how it looks. You can see that it's looking neat. Now for my back skirt, I took 4.5 inches for the dart. After doing that, we're going to be stitching the zipper parts down to the point of the overlap. We're going to be closing it up. When it's time to fix the zip, we're going to open it to where the zip is going to stop. The allowance I left for the zipper part is 1.5 inches, and that is where I'm going to be stitching it from. I'm going to be closing it up from the upper part down to the point where the overlap of the skirt is going to stop. After stitching it, this is how it looks. When it's time to fix the zipper, we're going to open up the upper part. Take a look at the overlap part. Then for the back part of the top, I took a dart of 12 inches in length. After stitching the dart, we're going to be joining the sides of the front and the back together using 1 inch as the sewing allowance. So we're going to be stitching that 1 inch point as displayed. I left half an inch opening because that's where I'll be joining both the upper part and the lower part from. We're going to be repeating the same process by stitching the other side of the upper top. Now we're going to be stitching the skirt part using 1 inch for the sewing allowance for each side. Mind you, this is the front and the back skirt being stitched together at the side. Don't forget to use your pins to secure both the front and the back skirt together so it doesn't move. When you get to the lower part, don't forget to backstitch. We're going to be repeating the same process for the other side of the skirts. If you know you've not subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up, as this will help this video to get to other people on the platform. Now we are going to be joining the upper part and the lower part together, placing the zipper part of the lower skirt and the zipper part of the upper part together, pinning darts to darts, side seam to side seam, center back to center back, center front to center front, right sides facing each other. After pinning each round, we are going to be stitching them using 1/2 inch round it. After stitching, this is how it looks. This is the final look of the gown, guys. If you want to know how to make this sleeve, don't forget to check the description box below. You will see it. Thank you guys for sticking to this point. I really do appreciate it. If you are going to be recreating this, don't forget to tag me on social media at Selling Jerry's Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. If you know you enjoyed this tutorial and you like more of this kind of video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share your thoughts, ideas, and suggestions down in the comment section below. Follow me on social media platform on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Selling Jerry's. Until next time, I will see you, beautiful people, on the next video. But if you know you've not subscribed yet, guys, please subscribe by hitting on the subscribe button down here and turn on the post notification bell so you get updated whenever a new video is uploaded. Bye, guys. Mwah.